Today I'm going to be talking about my experience with Squad, both as a new player and someone readily familiar with Arma, Tarkov, and DayZ and other milsim games. The reasons why I love Squad and the reasons why I find it off-putting. I'm going to start by going over some of the things that I absolutely love about the game. And I think one of the most important things for me is probably the lack of desync. You won't break your legs jumping off a tiny ledge. You won't have cars collide with you with this invisible bubble outside of them, and your bullets actually feel like they have an impact. And overall, I think Squad is one of the most stable games when it comes to these issues, where everyone feels like they're actually in the server and connected and not lagging or behind or just having things happen to them that aren't actually happening to them on their screen. And I think that's an important part of the gameplay. The hit reg is also amazing compared to the other games in its category, as well as the armor system, which feels like you can take the right amount of damage and not go down, but it really gives an impact to the bullets still, because the hit reg is tracking all your bullets, the armor isn't deflecting crazy amounts of bullets, and it really feels like you don't have to worry about having 5.56 or 7.62 in your guns, because the guns work the way that they're supposed to. The guns really have an impact, feel like they're doing damage, and everyone feels like it has a chance to kill someone at any moment. It really goes steps above the competition, whereas Tarkov feels like everything's dinking off the armor and you have to shoot him in his legs, and armor feels like your bullets just disappear into the void. I feel like Squad has really found a nice niche where there's not a lot of mods and system hardware that you need to run the game. It doesn't feel like it slogs on your computer, and the bullets actually work and create a very responsive and nice experience to play. The community is another thing that I enjoyed a lot about Squad. Most players are mature, understanding, and very communicative and fun to be around. Most, if not all, players in Squad are willing to be teachers and guide you through anything and any questions that you have in the game. There are amazing and very qualified squad leaders, medics, people who really know these roles that can just teach you things that you did not know at the time and lead you through the gameplay. But most importantly is the general attitude of players. Apart from some competitive attitudes, some micromanagement, and toxic players, which is the usual for all games, the community is full of players who are both mature, capable, and highly willing to communicate while still being silly and having fun moments in between while not taking things way too seriously.
Yeah, right in that gap. Yeah, right in that gap.
It's some of the most mature players that I've ever met in a game, causing some of the most funny and enjoyable moments I've had, resulting from non-combat, downtime, shenanigans.
You should break check Lukaku.
Oh shit!
Get out of drugs.
I hope. Squad lead, if it gets to the point
Yo,
where
we're playing chicken with the Logi, bro.
if it gets to the point where we need supplies, please let me run supplies. I'm so
While you're in the moment, it can also just be some of the most exhilarating feelings to have communication and work together with your squad to overcome what's in front of you. If you're someone who's serious but also can really enjoy goofing around with a mature audience, Squad is definitely the community for you. Though it can get a little bit toxic and there can be a little bit of attitudes between matches and annoying characters.
I think there's like, yeah.
They're on us. They're
Yeah, right on, right up. I got him.
Another thing that I really love about the game is the gunplay. It's very rewarding to learn positioning and the best places to engage in order to win these firefights. It's a rats game with also reaction type fighting where you can still spin around and fight someone who surprises you. You can still have these moments where your skill outplays a person who's been waiting for you. However, the registry being smooth also allows for less moments where you feel like your bullets don't matter or like you can't kill someone because the game just doesn't allow you. There's no bullet sponges and there's no run and gun, but it's still a very fast-paced game compared to these other ones. But also, I think it has a nice medium. I would recommend its gunplay over other milsim games because most of them try to accomplish the same thing, but with the amount of mods you have on the server and the amount of computing power that it's using, sometimes it just causes desync. It causes bullets
they're
that go
coming
through
up. I
people's
see
heads.
two
And
just
it's
across
really
the road.
important when you have a nice large group of frags lined up and you fire and your gun has an impact. It really, the bullets count and everything counts for what you're shooting out of your gun. The damage is there. It really just has this exhilarating feeling once you get out in the right position and just start mowing people down or sniping from a window. It really just feels very satisfying to do. The gunplay in Squad is amazing, and it really just highlights how having a dedicated game to speeding up this milsim process really just helps overall when it comes to the server issues and the desync and the hit reg. And I think the gunplay is something amazing about Squad. And I think my most favorite part of the game, and the reason why I stay playing Squad, is because of the casual nature of the game. It allows you to not have to worry about loadouts or what gun is best, and really just allows you to jump into both combat and the learning experience of milsim type games. Faster than most other games in the genre.
Yeah,
You don't have to
laying down in the
walk for
trees.
miles every time you die. You don't have to wait for helicopters. Do walking simulator. Don't have to reloot everything. You don't have to go into arsenal and pick a loadout. You're not sitting there and waiting. There's much faster alternatives with spawn points in the front lines, vehicles in the back that you can take, and plenty more action than most game modes in Arma or DayZ, while also having the comfort and sights of modern equipment that stuff like Hell Let Loose doesn't allow. It's easily the easiest game in the genre to just jump into and get the full experience regardless of how good you are or experienced in the genre you are or how much you really know about Squad. Granted, there is a learning curve when it comes to certain classes and certain ways to play the game are harder than others. And it most
Still
certainly
crawling in
is
the
not
grass
the
out
most
there,
casual
that's why he's-
experience out there. But of all the games there, you don't need to download a giant mod list, find custom servers. You don't have to go out of your way to do all these things to make the game enjoyable. It comes how it is, and it's really just a jump in game, and the nature of it makes it very easily accessible if you're one person who's looking to get into milsim games without all these other issues that the games in this genre have. And now onto the downsides. And I won't really be touching much on the downsides because I think that for the most part, this comes with all milsim games. But the downsides about Squad and being a new player in it is really just dying instantly, whether it's off spawn, traveling for a very long time, and that can really get tiresome because it just feels like you're getting shot from the middle of nowhere and there's nothing you're able to do about it. There's no counterplay, and you're really just not thinking about what it means to move in these games and how to react to these situations and whether if it was a good idea to even spawn in that place at all. And if you're not familiar with milsim shooters, this can really be a put off to the game where you might just be refunding it after 20 minutes of just getting hammered. And one of the major issues is when the enemy team is communicating and knows exactly where your spawn point is, it just turns this experience into a slog of waiting long amounts of time to get revived, to die, to repeat, and repeat the cycle over and over and over again to the point where the game just becomes not fun. Another part of the downsides is that the traveling can just be very time consuming and boring if you don't have a squad that's coordinating on the radio with vehicles in the air or using vehicles in a convenient manner. You can spend the whole match just running around for 30 minutes like Arma or DayZ. Even though it's not as bad, it's legitimately just one of the worst things about Squad. It's just to wait there. And not only that, the time consuming also comes outside the matches. You can spend almost 20 to 30 minutes waiting for a queue for a server just to play in a server with your ping level because there's 20 people waiting to get in the server, and it's the same for other servers too. It's just a waste of time overall to just sit there in queue and watch and then get in and run for another 30 minutes. And yeah, you just get to enjoy the scenery where your soldier puffs away in your ears the entire time. It can just be one of the most annoying experiences. Granted, it's not as bad as other games, and it really just comes with the territory. Another one of the issues is just squad communication, coordination, and teamwork. It can just be lackluster at times, sometimes taking away from the core experience of the game. and people will just refuse to group up or communicate with the in-game radios. That this is generally an issue, and it can just mess with your gameplay. You can find it a very lackluster experience where you have no idea what to do or accomplish, and you're just alone in these situations, which is the worst part of Squad, where a game designed to have the upper hand when your team is laying down fire together, moving and coordinating together, to just have this solo experience is one of the worst feelings in this game. I also think that vehicles are very inaccessible in this game. To those who haven't already practiced or just have a squad of friends ready to play with these vehicles, because you're not going to be able to operate on most servers with one person, and most things have designated rules where you're not even allowed to take the heavy vehicle unless you name it and do certain things, and a majority of the player base will never even experience these things unless they're a squad leader communicating with command and having this actual trust that they can use these vehicles, because they're very important parts of the game. It can be frustrating because even if you do get a chance to get a vehicle, sometimes the only option will just be driving the tank around for these people who are missing a squad mate. And in reality, no one really is going to experience the vehicle gameplay. But overall, I think Squad is really one of the best milsim experiences out there for the casual player. People can get into this game very easily. There's not a lot you have to learn to enjoy the game and play it the way it is meant to be played. I think it's really just one of the greatest milsim experiences out there on the market when it comes to stability, hit reg, balancing, and all these other things. You won't have to spend time downloading mods. You won't have to spend time learning complex features and menus and items. There's just a few things you have to learn, and then you can jump right in and play. So I think if you find any of this appealing to you, you should just try Squad and play it and see. And if you don't like it within an hour, you can always just refund it. I think, to be honest, it's one of my favorite milsim games, and it just really strikes me in a way that other milsim games never have. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and I'll just leave you guys with a few moments that I thought were fun and funny, and that's all, guys.
Oh, fuck it, man.
Yeah, let's go, bro. Big balls.
Nah, if you guys want to leave that building.
Big ball. Oh, right there! Right there!
Jesus fucking wall.
Yo, my last bandage, bro. This is my last bandage, dog. Make it count.
Alright.
Bro, there's another coming up right now.
Which floor are you on? I'm holding the stairs. Left side. Oh fuck, he's
I've
laying
got
down.
no bandages, bro. I'm dead. Fuck, dude. You might as well go out, man. You're bleeding. Go.
Fuck it, man.
Bonsai!
Motherfucker, dude. Yeah, they're coming up now. God, what are we doing?
Are we desyncing?
Oh, fucking upset
Into a skateboard.
I'm under crap, so.
This is not Skate 3, dog. This is.
That was a pretty good one though. Look, I'm still moving.
No, it's sliding.
We're going, bro!
I stopped it with my big muscles. I stopped it.
Thank you, cocky. Guess I'm being automatic.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone's died.
Believe that.
Why'd we all die?
I think it's because our fan was flipped over, so it's glitched.
We're not a top team.